Good day everyone, welcome to Mathematics in the Modern World class. So for today's video, I'm going to discuss with you the fourth chapter of Mathematics in the Modern World, which is the statistics, and that is the data management. Okay, for the first lesson, so we have the frequency distribution table. Okay, now for the learning outcomes at the end of the lesson, you should be able to use variety of statistical tools to process and manage numerical data. Okay, so you're about to know what are those statistical tools on how or what we're going to use in a certain situation. Okay, so when the data are collected, it needs to be organized in a fashion that will allow a researcher to do analysis easily and correctly interpret the results. The array and the frequency distribution table are two ways of helping us to characterize the data. The frequency distribution table classifies the observed values into groups, and the number of items falling into each group is stated. Sometimes the user of statistics will find frequency distributions already constructed in the publications to which he may refer. Okay, sometimes he will construct his own frequency distribution by first considering the appearance of the raw data or the unclassified data. Okay, so in this lesson, you about first to know the the ways the two ways of how to construct the data. Okay, the array and then the frequency distribution tables. Okay, so but okay, as stated here, okay, so sometimes a researcher or statistician, he will construct his own frequency distribution by first considering the appearance of the raw or unclassified data. So from the raw data or unclassified data, okay, so dun kukuha ay yun yung gagamitin ng researcher or ng statistician to create a frequency distribution table. So the raw data or the unclassified data is a set of data in its original form. Okay, so when we say raw data, okay, so that is unorganized, hindi organized na data. It has not been organized in any manner and is recorded in order observed. So for example, you're going to collect some data. So paano yung raw data doon? So kung ano yung una mong na-collect na data, okay, so iyon yung unang data mo. Okay, sunod-sunod lang yon up to the last data that you were going to collect. Okay, so for example, okay, days to maturity of 40 short-term investments. Okay, so here is an example of raw data. Okay, so as you observe, this is unorganized even though it is in the raw column form. Pero kung papansinin natin, hindi siya sunod-sunod. Okay, so this is uh, randomly arrayed. Okay, so we have 70, 62, 75, 57, 51, 64, 38, okay, 36, 53, 36, 99, 67, 71, 47, 63, 55, 70, 51, 50, 66, and we have 64, 60, 99, 55, 85, 89, 69, 68, 81, 79, 87, 78, 95, 80, 83, 65, 90, 80, 90, 39 rather, 86, 89, and then 70. So these are example of unclassified or raw data. Okay, so the arrangement of days to maturity of 40 short-term investments is random, and we have omitted the name of the bank clients in order to save space. So dito number lang naman ang kailangan, so it is not necessary to write the names of the bank clients. Okay, and so just like what I've said before, okay, those data here are okay, randomly collected and written. Okay, next, so we have the array. Okay, array is the arrangement of the observed values according to magnitude, and it may be ascending or descending order. So unlike the raw data has no order. Okay, it is written randomly, but in array, there is already magnitude and it could be written in ascending or descending order. Okay, so for example, the data below shows an illustration of an array or sorted data. The data are arranged in ascending order. Okay, so suppose below is the sorted data of population by province in region 4P or Pimaropa. Okay, so here is the table. So for the first column, uh, it is assigned as the province, which is the Marinduque, Romblon, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, and Palawan. Then for the second column, which is the population, okay, so we have 235,000 for Marinduque, 293,000 for Romblon, 487,000 for Occidental Mindoro, 844,000 for Oriental Mindoro, and then 1,104,000 for Palawan. So okay, as we observe, okay, so the data are arranged in ascending order or increasing order. It start from smallest up to the highest. Okay, so we can also write this array or table in descending order. We are about to start in uh, to the from the highest to the lowest. Okay, okay, we can also write this down by the use of Mimaropa word. So we are about to start in Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. Okay, so another way to arrange this data, okay, in alphabetical form. Okay, so we'll start with Marinduque. Next is Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Palawan, and last is Romblon. Okay, so there are many ways on how you will write or present your data using array. Okay, so let's move on. Next is the frequency distribution table. So it is a summarized table wherein the classes are either distinct values or interval with the frequency count. Okay, when we say distinct value, single value lang siya. Okay, so wala siyang katulad. So unlike intervals, okay, so pag sinabing interval, there is a range. So for example, from 1 to 5, 6 to 10, okay, so 11 to 15. So those are example of intervals. Okay, next is the frequency distribution table can be in the form of a single value groupings or grouping by class interval. Okay, single value grouping is a frequency of observed value wherein classes are distinct values. So this is what I told you a while ago. Okay, single value groupings. Okay, so distinct yung value, wala siyang interval. The range of the value is short and with unique values na occurring not more than once. Okay, so groupings can be class interval. Okay, is a frequency count of observed value wherein the classes are interval. So, say statistics na tinuturo ko, okay, so for the frequency distribution table, kina-classify ko yan as the group and ungroup frequency distribution table. For ungroup frequency distribution table, hindi siya nakagrupo. Wala siyang interval at wala siyang class. So, while in group frequency distribution, dun na siya may class at meron na siyang interval or class interval. Okay, so let us have an example. Okay, so to illustrate single value grouping, suppose we have data on numbers of children of 50 married students taking Bachelor of Science Developmental Communication. Okay, so those data are 00000, 11111, 22222, 22222, 23333, 33333, 33333, 44444, 44455. So those are the numbers of children of 50 married students who are taking Bachelor of Science in Developmental Communication. Okay, so our task here is to create the ungrouped distribution tables. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so this is how we're going to do. So we have here the three columns. For the first column, we have the number of children. Okay, so number of children, we're going to write the data, okay, in distinct form. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number of children represent the raw data that we have a while ago. Okay, next is the number of married students. Okay, so how many married student who doesn't have children? So there are 7 married students who doesn't have children. Okay, there are 8 married students who has one children. Okay, one child rather. Okay, 11 are having 2 children. Okay, 14 married students have 3 children, and then 8 married students have 4 children, and then 2 of them has 5 children. Okay, so if we're going to add or get the summation of the number of married students, we will have the score or the total number of students, which is 50. Okay, for the third column, this is just a percentage, or what are we going to do to get a percentage. So we need to divide uh, 7 by 50 and then multiply by 100. So we have 7 over 50 multiplied by 100. So we will get 14. 8 divided by 50. So we have 16. 11 divided by 50. So we have 22. So that is times 100. So 14 divided by 50 multiplied by 100. So that is 28. Okay, 8 divided by 50 multiplied by 100, so we have 16. And then last one, we have 2 divided by 50, so that is 40. So this is 40%, 16%, 22%, 28%, 16%, and then 4%. And then if we're going to add those uh, percentage, we will get 100%. So that is how to create the ungroup frequency distribution table. Okay, so next is there are many ways to manage data. Okay, there are also other ways to a clearer and then more elaborate and more complex frequency distribution table. From the raw data that is not grouped yet, so we arrange them in ascending order or descending order to form an array, so or we can create a table to make them easier to interpret or make the use as a basis of for making decision. Okay, so let's move on. So how to construct the group frequency distribution. So here are the steps. Step 1 is to determine the classes. Okay, in determining the classes, the first thing we need to know is the highest and lowest value to get the range. Okay, for the range, we have range is equals to the highest value minus lowest value. Okay, next is find the number of classes. We're going to use the formula 1 k is equals to 1 plus 3.3 log n. Okay, so yung log na to is yung logarithmic of n. Okay, yung n is the number of sample or population. Okay, next is, so since it is capitalized, so that is represented as population. Next is to find the class width, which is C is equals to R over K or range over classes. And then select the starting point, add the class width to get the lower limit. Okay, most likely the starting point is the lowest value. And then find the upper limits. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to get the upper limits and then the class boundaries. Okay, for step 2, tally the data, and then for step 3, find the numerical frequencies from the tallies and find the cumulative frequency and even the class mark. Okay, so for example, okay, suppose we were at score of 50 CAS students in their final exam for subject mathematics in the modern world. Okay, so here are the score. So 87, 76, 98, 89, 93, 83, 100, 80, 95, 83, 71, okay, 87, 88, 86, 75, 79, 83, 78, 81, 77, 83, 94, 80, 84, 82, 76, 85, 88, 73, 89, 83, 75, 83, 74, 83, 91, 79, 86, 78, 84, so 66, 77, 68, 92, 72, we have 90, 83, 90, 82, and then 91. So our task here is to create a frequency distribution table with a column head for class limits, class boundary, the tally, the frequency, the cumulative frequency. So it could be less than cumulative frequency and then the greater than frequency. And lastly, the class mark or yung tinatawag na X. So making a frequency distribution table as detailed is one as this one will make very useful if you wish to do or utilize other statistical tools for the group data. Okay, so the table should be like this one. Okay, so for the first column, the class limit. Okay, so we're going to get the lower class limit and then the upper class limit. Okay, next column is the class boundary, the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary. The third column is the tally. The fourth column is the frequency or F. For the fifth column, we have the less than uh, cumulative frequency. Sixth column, the greater than cumulative frequency, and then the last column is the class mark. Okay, so under the frequency, the column frequency, we have n is equals to, so okay, we need to get the summation of the frequency in order to get the n, or the total number of the data. Okay, so let's start. Okay, for the group frequency distribution table, okay, so let's start with our first step, determining the class. Okay, so here we need to find the highest and lowest value. So what do you think the highest value? Okay, so I think this is the highest value. So we have 100, and then the lowest value is 66. Okay, so therefore the high H is equals to 100 and L is equals to 66. Okay, next is find the range. Okay, so range is equals to highest value minus lowest value. So that is equals to 100 minus 66 and is equal to 34. Okay, next to it is to find the number of classes using the formula k is equal to 1 plus 3.3 log of n. Yung n natin is the total number of data. So we have 50. So we're going to substitute 50 into n. So we have k is equals to 1 plus 3.3 log n is equals to 1 plus 3.3 log 50. So that is equal to 6.600 So ibig sabihin niya, there are approximately 7 classes or 7 rows na gagawin natin in order to in order to have the complete table. So ito kasing K na to, binibilang niya kung ilang classes meron tayo. Kaya tinawag yan na number of classes kung ilang row meron tayo. Okay, so next step. Okay, so next one is to find the class width. Okay, which is C is equals to range over the number of classes. Yung range natin ay 34 divided by 6.6066, so that is equal to 5.14 5 3 636878273. So that is approximately equal to 5. Okay, so dito mag-round off tayo or mag-round down tayo. Okay, so next, okay, select starting point and add the class width to get the lower limit. Okay, so kukunin na natin yung lower limit sa class limit. Okay, sabi ko nga kanina, okay, sa starting point natin is the lowest value. So ano ba yung lowest value natin? So that is 66. Okay, so sabi nito, add class width to get the lower limit. So if our starting point is 66, so i-add natin yung 5 to get the next lower limit. So this is our first lower limit. For the second lower limit, so we have 66 plus 5 is equals to 71. Next, 71 plus 5 is 76. Next, 76 plus 5 is 81. So 81 plus 5 is 86. And then we have 86 plus 5 is equal to 91. And then last one, we have 91 plus 5 is equals to 96. So when we will stop in adding the class width. Kapag kailan tayo mag-stop, okay, sa pagkuha ng lower limit? Kapag nakuha na natin yung number of classes. Ilan ba yung number of classes? 7. So, bilangin natin. So, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, therefore, we need to stop at 96 because nakompleto na natin yung number of classes natin. And by the way, the lower limits are 66, 71, 76, 81, 86, 91, and then 96. So, those are our lower limit. Okay, now let's find the upper limit. So, in upper limit, so gagamitin si lower limit, mag-a-add lang tayo ng c plus 1. Okay, so as we remember, c is equals to 5. So, we have 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. So, therefore, mag-a-add tayo ng 4 sa lower limit. Ano ba yung unang lower limit natin? So, we have 66. So, we have 66 plus 4 is equals to 70. Yung second lower limit natin is 71. 71 plus 4 is equals to 75. Okay, the third lower limit is 76 plus 4. That is 80. Next lower limit is 81 plus 4. We have 85. 86 plus 4 we have 90. 91 plus 4 is we have 95. And then the last one we have 96 plus 4 is equals to 100. So therefore, ito yung lower limit natin at ito naman yung upper limit natin. Okay, if we're going to put it in the table, okay, so this is our class limits. Okay, so for the first interval, okay, so for the first class natin, ang interval niya ay 66 up to 70. Okay, the second classes is 71 to 75. Okay, so the third class is 76 to 80. Fourth next class is 81 to 85, 86 to 90, 91 to 95, and then 96 up to 100. So those are our class limit and their interval. Okay, so some other statistics books called class limit as class interval, and sometimes marinig nyo sa akin na sasabihin ko yun as class interval. Okay, next, let's find the class boundary. Okay, madali lang si class boundary. Ang magiging basis natin ay si class limit. Okay, for the class boundary, ang gagawin lang natin, okay, magma-minus tayo ng 0.5 sa lower limit at mag-a-add tayo ng 0.5 sa upper limit. Paano yon? So, let's start with the lower limit as 66. So, 66 minus 0.5, so that is 65.5. And then, for the upper limit, so 70 plus 0.5, so that is 70.5. So, therefore, for our first true class, for our first class boundary, so we have 65.5 up to 70.5. Okay, next, 71 minus 0.5, then 75 plus 0.5, so that is 70.5 up to 75.5. Next is 75.5 minus 80.5. Next, 81 minus 0.5, and then 85 plus 0.5, so we have 80.5 plus 85.5. So 86 minus 0.5, and then 90 plus 0.5. So we have 85.5 up to 90.5. So 91.5 minus 0.5, and then 95 plus 0.5. So you have 90.5 up to 95.5. And then last class is 96 minus 0.5, and then 100 plus 0.5. So we have here 95.5 up to 100.5. Okay, so those are the lower true class boundaries and then the upper true class boundaries. Okay, so etong class boundaries, ginagamit natin to sa pag-create ng histogram. Okay, sa paggawa ng histogram. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa ating first step. Okay, so magpo-proceed tayo sa second step, which is the tally and getting the frequency. Okay, so eto na yung ano natin. Okay, in tallying, we just simply count the number, okay, the number from 66 to 70. Okay, so from here, bibilangin natin kung ilan yung nasa range or interval na 66 to 70. Okay, so analyze natin isa-isa per column. Okay, so we have here 66. Okay, 66 and then 68. So no other number from 66 to 70, so therefore itali natin siya and then get the frequency as 2. Okay, next, how many numbers from 71 to 75? Okay, so we have here 71, 1, we have 2, okay, okay, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 72. So we have 6 sa tally and then the frequency is 6. Next is 76 up to 80. We have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are 10 na. Okay. At the interval of 76 to 80, so you have 10 and 10 for the frequency. Next, so we have 81 to 85. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there are 14. So itali natin yung 14 and then for its frequency. Next, how many in the range of 86 to 90? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So there are 10. Okay, so itali and then get the frequency. Next, from 91 to 95, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So there are 6. Okay, tally and then get the frequency. And then last one is 96 to 100. So you have 1, 2. Okay, so there are only 2. So tally and then get the frequency. So that is how we will get the frequency and then how we tally the data. Okay, so we're done. We're not yet done. Okay, so let's proceed or let's move on. Okay, so in order to complete the table, okay, so under the frequency, get the summation of 2 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 10 plus 6 plus 2. So we will have the result of 50. Okay, so next column is the lowest, the less than cumulative frequency. Sa cumulative frequency, okay, ang gagawin lang natin, so kukopihin natin yung first frequency or the low. Okay, so that is 2 and then add by 6. So 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 plus 14, so we have 32. 32 plus 10, we have 42. Okay, 42 plus 6, we have 48. And then 48 plus 2, we have 50. So, paano natin malalaman na tama tayo sa cumulative frequency? Kapag magkamuka yung 50 natin dito sa total number of sample natin or population natin. Okay, paano naman dito sa greater than cumulative frequency? Okay, so mag-start tayo dito sa baba. Kopyahin natin si 2. Okay, we have 2 plus 6. So that is 8. 8 plus 10. So that is 18. 18 plus 14. So you have 32. 32 plus 10. We have 42. 42 plus 6. So that is 48. And then 48 plus 2, we have 50. Okay, so that is how for the greater than cumulative frequency. And then last one is the class mark. Okay, so paano gagawin natin sa class mark? Okay, ang magiging basis natin for the class mark is the class limit. So class mark is the midpoint of the interval of the class limit. Okay, so paano gagawin doon? Okay, we need to add 66 plus 70 and then divide it by 2, and that is its class mark. Okay, so we have here 66 plus 70 over 2, we have 68. Okay, right, sulat natin. Okay, we have 68. Next, second class is 71 plus 75 plus 2. So, nandito na tayo ha. Divided by 2. Let us know, 71 plus 75 divided by 2 is equals to 73. Okay, next is 76 plus 80 all over 2 is equals to 78. Next, 81 plus 85 over 2 is 83. And then next one is 86 plus 90 all over 2 is 88. And then we have 90 plus 95 over 2 is 93. And then the last one is 96 plus 100 over 2 is 98. Okay, so that is how we create the group frequency distribution table. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot by this video, and wait for my next video for our next lesson. Thank you for listening and God bless. Have a nice day.